Yes, the program you're watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. We're now going to what has to do with development, investment in the mining sector. LeonKhain Holdings Company is to invest in sand mining in the country, and it will serve as a premier service provider in the area of sand mining. The company has strong links with the Ellicot Dredges and sand mining in the United States of America, UK and Nigeria, and will provide high quality mechanized sand dredging in the country. Well, to know more about the operation of the LeonKhain and their connection with the Ellicot Dredge sand mining in the United States, UK and Nigeria, we have here in the studios the executive director of the LeonKhain Holdings, Khay Sesay, and later you will hear from this professional who has come from the underwater professionals. But then first, I start with Mr. Sesay. Now, sand mining, it sounds strange, probably in the minds of many people, when in fact you are not talking about dredging sand, underwater sand mining. Can you please explain to our viewers, what this underwater sand mining is all about?
Good morning and congratulations for letting me come and say something about the sand mining. When we started, we registered this company, LeonKhain, and what we talked about is the problem our country is facing on the sand mining. This country, there isn't any system about sand mining. People go on the beaches and get sand. There is a mechanized system wherein we got these dredges with RMS dredges, and they can go underneath the seabed and they will get sand from the seabed and dispose it up to a distance of about 1 mile. And this sand, these dredges can dispose and load up to 400 tippers per day. It means when we start our operation, we're going to get abundant supply of sand, and we even want to make a factory, because the amount of sand we're going to produce is going to be abundant that we have to get tippers, take it somewhere, we have to employ people, put it in sacks, so that during the time when you got rainy season, when our dredgers cannot walk or people cannot come out, they can go to the shop and get sand. And we want to get this on our rivers because our partners are encouraging us to do
sand
mining.
Will this not, now you're talking about underwater sand mining, and we depend on a lot of seafoods. Will this not affect our marine resources negatively?
May I address this?
Okay.
The director will do that because he's the
well, he's actually Stefan Templington.
Stephen Templeton.
Templington.
First, I want to say thank you for having us on the program, and good morning, Sierra Leone, and happy birthday, Doreen. So I would like to clarify a few points, if I may, and I really want to firstly open up the discussion by saying we're very thankful to be back here in Sierra Leone. We have a long history already, about 4 years of supporting the Sierra Leone Corporation with our equipment and our expertise. I first came to this country in 2009 after to assist them in remedying some problems that they had on site. We have not yet addressed, it's only now that we're addressing the public sector needs for the development of a environmentally sustainable and responsible dredging industry, which doesn't exist here in Sierra Leone. I would like to put this in the context of public safety and public security. The point of the matter is that the building construction now is using sand from the sea, from the beaches. This has two detrimental and negative effects on the development of Sierra Leone. First of all, it promotes coastal erosion. When you take sand from beaches, you promote the erosion of wave action, and you basically undermine the territorial integrity of the nation. Most countries ban this. However, here in Sierra Leone, because of historical reasons, the legislation is not yet caught up with the best practice standards of most of the rest of the world, and I may say most of the rest of West Africa as well. In most countries, taking sand from the beaches is illegal. There are a couple of reasons for that. First of all, because it undermines the territorial integrity of the nation. Secondly, the rounded grains of sand on the beaches, because it's been pounded by waves for millennia, and the salt content of that sand, when it's used in construction, causes substandard building security. I just heard of another building collapse. What is it? Just yesterday, and our dear friend from LeonKhain happened to drive past a building collapsing. This is a very frequent event here in Sierra Leone, and it shouldn't be happening. The reason it's happening is that there's a lack of supply of sharp river sand. That is to say, sand which is the general international standard of sand that has a low salt content and has sharp grains so that concrete can bond to it and adhere to it. The real problem here is that because there's no proper dredging industry here, the price of sand is enormous. It's sky high. So you have this case where people mine sand in rivers by hand in a very dangerous fashion with no mechanization. I run the Underwater Professionals, which is the operations arm of IMS Dredge, which is a division of Liquid Waste Technologies, which is a division of Ellicot Dredge, which is a division of Baltimore Dredge Enterprises, which is finally owned by Markel Financial Ventures, which is a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay. We are the largest dredge manufacturers in the Americas, bar none. However, we have our dredging systems in over 55 countries of the world. About a third of the countries in the world have our dredging systems from one of our shipyards, either Ellicott or IMS or Idrico from Holland. These all belong to our group. But for many historical reasons, although we've sold to the mining companies and we provided them with equipment and expertise, such as Sierra Leone, we have not yet engaged with the public sector. I came here on the behest of LeonKhain Holdings because one of the things that we do is that through the United States Exim Bank and through the Department of Commerce and the Environmental Exports Program, we promote our technology in collaboration with local partners.
Okay.
And LeonKhain is one of those prospective local partners who are seeking our assistance in technology and financing in order to promote this responsible dredging industry here in Sierra Leone.
Okay, talking about technologies,
Yeah.
I need to understand that your organization will be providing the machinery
Correct.
for LeonKhain. People might want to know the types of machine that you're going to assist LeonKhain in terms of ensuring that it cannot affect a fish and other things you have in the sea.
Well, first of all, I would say two things. Firstly, there's a very big difference in modern hydraulic dredging systems, which are what's called closed circuit dredging. Closed circuit dredging means that from the point of suction from the pump, whether it's a riverbed or a seabed, to the place where the sand fill is, it's a closed circuit. We're not talking about the older dredging where people use clamshells and excavators to rip up the seabed, deposit all the material that floats back into the water column and raises the turbidity levels. This is a modern system that's been approved and used in 55 countries around the world, including the United States. So we're cleared by the Department of Commerce and the US EPA, and as recently as in Israel, actually, where we just won a very large contract to supply machinery for the Kishon River, which is a biblically referenced river in northern Israel. We've gone through numerous environmental impact assessments throughout the world. So we know how to do this technology. We know how to implement the technology in a responsible manner. But it's a first. We're here, we're here in Sierra Leone for the first time.
Simply then, the question is, how actually would you do this sand mining, underwater mining, without, affecting marine resources? How that happens?
The answer is that first of all, the mining locations. First of all, I'm recommending mining locations that are inland, in rivers. First of all, we're talking about river mining, inland waterways river mining, as it's done in Nigeria, Liberia, and many other places. Rivers and estuaries is the primary place where you want to build the foundations of a dredging industry, which will promote employment for local communities and develop for local communities because it will bring the price of sand down. Right now, the price of sand is astronomically high. To answer your question, we're talking about primarily inland waterways dredging. Secondly, for the very large amounts of sand, for example, that may be required for example, your airport construction, we're able to dredge far offshore, miles offshore, or let's say kilometers offshore, and we're able to pump the materials back onshore in a closed circuit through a pipeline. So what I'm advocating firstly is to look at utilizing your God-given resources of sharp river sand, the same way that Nigeria does it, the same way that Mali does it, the same way that Cameroon does it. However, for various reasons, Sierra Leone is a bit lagging behind in implementation of modern dredging systems.
People might be, I'm wondering for people that might stay close to the area that LeonKhain might want to do their dredging activities.
Yeah.
How sure are we there will be no environmental hazards?
We're going to do an environmental impact study in any case because it's a requirement. But as I said, this is done throughout the world with no impact whatsoever to the communities, besides the fact that it creates employment and lowers the cost of sand for their construction. We've done this many times before.
Yes, and so as I say, the executive director of LeonKhain.
Yes.
Now, how actually, when do we expect your activities to start here in Sierra Leone?
We're expecting to come back by August because we are making all the applications on both all the different ministries. Yesterday we've been to the line minister, and Mr. Tarawale has assured us the Ellicot Dredges have to send a letter to them, and we're going to send an application straight away to all the ministries concerned, the marine, the lands, and the environmental. And presently from here, we're going to meet with the ESA, which are going to make study about all the questions we are asking. And these are professors. I've been to private college, and I met with 10 professors, and they asked me the same questions, and I explained to them. But I think they welcome the idea because I am a Sierra Leonean, and I don't come to exploit this country. I come here to help my people. I've been abroad for 29 years. Now I have to come back and give to my people what I have achieved for all the years.
So in giving back, will this create a huge job opportunity for Sierra Leone?
Yes, the phase one of this industry, we're going to employ at least 200 people, and with the help of our partners, we might in future,
Are we not,
within 2 years, we think of employing up to 2,000 people.
are we not going to see more of experts coming in from other countries?
Well, this
taking
is the most important thing that I'm telling you, because my main concern is to ask Elliot to train local people, and if even the IMS Dredges, they're going to take our local brothers, and I'm going to stick on it that they will take our local brothers, we will send them in England, in America, to train them, and they will come back as an expert. In the initial stage, when we start, we're going to have the Americans to work with us. And they will work with us with the Americans. He can understand.
In the Niger Delta, where I was last week, we've been working along with the local government in the demobilization of the militants in the Niger Delta. I myself just returned back from Bayelsa, Yenagoa, which was the heart of the militancy, where I was received as an honored guest by the groups, and I had a fantastic time. We've set up training schemes in Nigeria as part of the demobilization and training and development peace-building initiatives down there. It's been going very, very successfully.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But then, quickly, Honorable, your area is a riverine. You are coming from a constituency that is actually a riverine, community, and it is possible that some mining, some dredging will be done in your area. So what do you have to say to this?
Well, I'm concerned for the local fishermen, because there is no way you can dredge or take sand on the sea without affecting the habitat of that environment, the fish, which most of us depend on. So I don't know how this company is going to address the livestock of the water while they operate. So that's my main concern. But again, they said they're going to meet with the Environmental Protection Agency and other big fish stakeholders. So I hope it will be addressed. The Parliament is watching. There's an oversight committee.
Honorable is concerned. It's from a riverine community. So.
Yeah.
So please.
Okay.
I will encourage the scrutiny.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, that is how we say goodbye. It has been Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Well, on behalf of the production team, I've been your presenter, Shaku Smiler, and my co-presenter has been
During Kalokwa, do have a lovely day. God bless you.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Where your boy JD? Where your boy JD?
Yeah. Welcome again once more to the next edition of the Star Lucky Jackpot TV show. We're going all over the country. Plenty people knowing fish, plenty people knowing goat, plenty people just win Okada generator and so many other things. Right now, as I talk to you, somebody there with made a win the generator and other parts of Kanga generator. He said he came late for it and finally came in generator.